All right, we'll bring a regular session of Somervell County Commissioners Court to order. It's 9:30, 12th day of February, Monday morning. Let the record show Larry Hulsey, John Curtis, Danny Chambers, Kenneth Wood, Don Krantz are all present. Would you join us in the pledges?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Larry, would you lead us in the prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day you give us. Father, thank you for blessing this county and blessing the nation. May you give us wisdom on this court, and your will be done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Larry. All right, item number 3, approve the minutes of the previous Commissioners Court.
I'm showing 2 on January the 8th, 2 on January the 22nd, and 1 on January the 26th. I make a motion that we approve those minutes.
I have a motion by John. Second. I have a second by Larry. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion?
I made a mistake.
All right, let's go back and correct that mistake.
January the 8th, January the 16th, 2 on January the 22nd, and 1 on January the 26th. I make a motion that we approve those minutes.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
I have a motion by John, second by Larry. Any further question or discussion or corrections? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 4 is presentation, military of the Purple Heart. I don't know exactly if you're going to be doing this, sir. Who's going to make the presentation?
I think you read the proclamation.
All right. I believe I have a copy here. Do you have a copy also? All right. Let me dig through here and find it. Give me just a moment. If I brought it in one of these files. Here we go. Would you like to state what this is and why Somervell County, if you'd like to step to the microphone, and then I'll read the proclamation.
Push the button down at the base of the mic.
There.
My name is John LUNKWICZ. I'm the State Senior Vice Commander for the Military of the Purple Heart. Somebody had contacted me nominating your county to be a Purple Heart county. And what that means is you're honoring all veterans, you're honoring Purple Heart recipients, and you're honoring George Washington because his name is on the shield. And this is what will be given to the county today so they can put it anywhere they want.
We do appreciate it.
On that. But other than that, the proclamation is just, for all veterans, not just us. It kind of makes what I call veterans awareness, There's a lot of people, I guess in my area, North Dallas area, they don't really care for veterans. Like a lot of people don't, right? But your small towns and your small counties, they do. So that's what it means.
Well, thank you all and what you've done and what you've accomplished, and I'll read this and we'll vote on it and move forward. Would you like to get a picture of you presenting that to us?
Yeah, when you get through reading that, then
all right. That'd be great. All right, Somervell County, Texas, a Purple Heart County. Whereas the people of the county of Somervell have great admiration and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served their county and this community in the armed forces. And whereas the Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration in the present use and was initially created as a badge of military merit by George Washington in 1782. And whereas the Purple Heart was the first American Service Award or decoration made available to the common soldier and is specifically awarded to members of the United States Armed Forces who have been wounded or paid the ultimate sacrifice in combat with the declared enemy of the United States of America. And whereas the contributions and sacrifices of the men and women from Somervell County, Texas, who served in the armed forces, have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and the way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas many men and women in uniform have given their lives while serving in the armed forces. And whereas many citizens of our community have earned the Purple Heart medal as a result of being wounded while engaged in combat with an enemy force, construed as a singularity, meritorious act of essential service. And whereas February the 12th, 2018 has officially been designated as a day in Somervell County, Texas to remember and recognize veterans who are recipients of the Purple Heart Medal. Now therefore be it resolved that Somervell County Board of Commissioners hereby proclaims Somervell County, Texas as a Purple Heart County, for honoring the service and sacrifice of our nation's men and women in uniform wounded or killed by the enemy while serving to protect the freedoms enjoyed by all Americans. Amen. Do I have a motion?
Yes, I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry.
Second.
I have a second by John. Any further questions or comments? All in favor of said proclamation? That'd be 5 for, 0 against. Commissioner, would you like to step down front and accept that? This gentleman. Go ahead, John. Go ahead, Larry. I'm not very good at that. But, oh, Kelsey. Yeah, I'll do the hot end. There you go.
Sometimes you got to angle this thing to reflect this thing.
There you go.
I've taken several.
Sometimes if I have it like this, it's glare.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I did, sir. Thank you, sir.
Got plenty hot, don't we? All right. Item number 5, accept tax assessor's continuing education transcript for period 12/1/16 to 11/30/17. I saw that attached to the document, but I didn't print that out. Anyhow, do I have a motion to accept her transcript?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Got a second.
Second by Don. Any further questions or discussion?
Is that something you'll need to do?
For some reason, what was a couple of years ago, the state informed you that we need to accept your education.
Yeah, I'm required by law to just post it up in the required education.
Susie was wondering if any of those, TAC hadn't contacted me outside your office. So I don't want to lie to you.
I don't know actually when that went into effect. but-
This is primarily for your property tax, right? Most of the,
For my continuing education, that's required. It used to not ever be required of me because I don't collect. But they reorganized all of our education and who's in charge of it, this and that, and they made that, put that out there for us after that.
Long answer to no answer.
I don't know.
I'll check with TAC and to see
All right.
who's responsible for turning that in.
I know myself, commissioners, I think filed them yourself. Just have it filed down there in an envelope in case anybody questions.
Right.
I know it's come across listserv for our department, and it's not required for the county and district clerk. I know that, but as far as other departments, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I have a motion by Kenneth and a second by Don. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 6, Mark is here. Discuss, take action on 2018 fireworks resolution. This one only deals with the period from February 25th at midnight till March the 2nd. We have to adopt it by February the 14th if we're going to allow folks to sell fireworks for February 25th through March 2nd. Dwayne, Mark, what is y'all's input or recommendation?
Well, I'm a patriot like everybody else. I would like to see them be able to sell fireworks. We can always control with the burn ban moving forward if we need to, as far as what kind of fireworks we fire off.
Okay, because we do have burn ban in effect, but your recommendation is go ahead and allow the vendors to actually sell fireworks. All right. Well, on that recommendation, do I have a motion?
Yes.
I have a motion by Kenneth. Do I have a second by Don? Any further questions or discussion for anyone? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 7, I believe this is you, Paula. Discuss, take action on job descriptions for fire department for number 1, firefighter paramedic, number 2, paramedic, number 3, firefighter EMT advanced, number 4, EMT advanced, number 5, firefighter EMT basic, and number 6, EMT basic.
During this period of growth that we are pushing for ambulance services, they are experiencing a shortage of available paramedics. So Mark and I looked at a substitute qualification. The state of Texas, the EMS director, or the medical director, Dr. Basic, allows for a registered nurse to substitute as a paramedic, but the state of Texas requires that that nurse have a emergency care attendant certification. So we've included that as a qualification substitute for the paramedic and the firefighter paramedic. And since we were fixing job descriptions, is it the Department of Health for the advanced? So the Department of Health has changed the EMT intermediate certification to be an EMT advanced certification when they renew their license. So we currently have intermediates that will become advanced, so we just changed the job description on those to be intermediate/advanced qualification and changed some wording and cleaned it up. And then on the EMT basic and the firefighter EMT basic, we just cleaned up some wording. So
basically, this is just house cleaning to get our job description
yes,
to
but
match.
But the primary one that we're doing is we're adding a substitute qualification for a paramedic that we can use a nurse with an ECA certification.
To help fulfill our ambulance transfers.
Yes.
And this is just for the ambulance transfers?
Well, it would go for firefighter combo also. So it would be for part-time.
So we have some firefighters that are RNs?
We do.
Anyway, any questions?
Any questions? Well,
Susie, do you have a question? I mean,
Oh, no, I was just trying to get it all straight in my mind, what exactly we're doing. This is the first I've really heard of it.
So really nothing's changing. You're just clearing things up.
We're on all of them, we're clearing things up with the exception of the 2 paramedic, and we're allowing for a substitution. If you don't have a paramedic certification, you can be a nurse with the ECA certification, and that can substitute for the paramedic certification. And that's been approved by Dr. Basic, the medical director.
and our health authority.
And our health authority.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Larry to accept the job descriptions for fire department 1 through 6.
second.
I have a second by John. Do I have any further questions or discussion? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. I thought you had a question there almost for me.
No, I just jumped the gun.
All right, number 8. Fire marshal, fire chief, discuss take action on grant for firefighting rescue equipment. Mark, do you want to take front and center? Explain what it is.
Yes, sir. About 3 years ago, we applied for some grants to the State Forest Service, and this last Friday we were awarded one of those grants. It's a 75% matching grant for $20,000. So if the county was to spend $25,000 on firefighting equipment, the state would reimburse them $20,000 of it. So we plan on using a majority of this for our supply hose, our big yellow 5-inch supply hose that was bought in the 70s, and we're starting to see that stuff fail inspections. So this will give us, that's what most of it would be used for, and the rest of it would be used for rescue equipment.
Have you discussed with Brian about the $25,000 up front before we get reimbursed?
We will need to take it from contingency, and then when the grant is repaid, the $20,000, we'll put the $20,000 back into contingency.
And I should know this by now, but I don't. What kind of wait period do we normally have on that? I mean, I know you've been approved, but once we spend and approve, we spend it
6 months.
6 months before we get reimbursed.
Well, no, we have 6 months to spend it. As soon as we spend it, we return it in. It could be a month probably before you
Okay,
get.
so more like 30, 45 days to go back
At
in.
the rate, no.
All right.
It usually clears out within this budget year.
That's where I was headed.
So we're getting $20,000 for 5.
Correct.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry. Second. Have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion from Mark or Brian? All in favor of said motion. It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 9, discuss take action on contract between Somervell Central Appraisal District and Somervell County. This is what we go through each year for appraisal district to collect our taxes and pay them out. Contract was attached to the agenda. I didn't see anything different with this one than previous years. Did you? Okay.
It's the same.
All right. So, do I have a motion to accept the contract for assessment and collection of our taxes to the appraisal district?
Make a motion.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
I have a second by Don. Do we have any further questions or discussion?
Since I'm on the board of directors, I need to abstain from voting on this. And I'm on the board of directors, should I abstain from voting on
You can abstain.
this? Okay.
All right. I have a motion by Kenneth and a second by Don. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 4 for, and John will abstain because he sits on board of directors. Correct?
That's correct.
Item number 9, discuss, in fact, I believe the next 3 or 4 deal with juvenile probation. 10. Number 10, discuss take action on contract between Daniel Altman and Somervell County. The next 4 that we address deal with juvenile probation. Andy probably has a better understanding. It's what we put in place just in case we need them.
Heather and I have reviewed all of these. These are contracts for potential services that juvenile probation may need in any given year. We don't use them every year. It depends on the cases we get. But Heather and I have reviewed and approved these contracts.
And so far, we've been very fortunate. Our juvenile process is pretty low. But anyhow, for number 10, do I have a motion to accept, take action on this contract between Daniel Altman and Somervell County for juvenile services?
So moved.
I have a motion by John,
Second.
second by Larry. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 11, discuss take action on contract between Denton County Juvenile Probation Department and Somervell County Juvenile Probation Department. Same issues as number 10. Andy and Heather have both reviewed these contracts. It's just precautionary. So do I have a motion to approve this contract?
Yes.
I have a motion by Larry.
Second.
Second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 12, discuss take action on contract between Grayson County Juvenile Board and Somervell County Juvenile Board. Do I have a motion to accept this contract?
Yes.
I have a motion by Larry. Second. I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. And the last one, dealing with juvenile probation, item number 13, discuss take action on contract between Rite of Passage Incorporated and Somervell County Juvenile Probation Department. This is where they actually take some of the juveniles sometime, correct? So do I have a motion to approve this contract?
I guess so.
I have a motion by Larry, I guess so. Do I have a second? I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion on juvenile probation? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 14, discuss take action on building security for fire hall. This is what I asked Mark to put together back in September, October last year. This is what we did at the Sheriff's Department previous year in budget, what was it, 15, 16, Brian?
Yes, sir.
And we have the $25,000 set aside. This particular bid is $15,494.69. You can state exactly. I don't know if y'all been down to the Sheriff's Department to see what we did there with all the badge, key locks, different entrances. It's the same basic design, even the same people, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is it working for the sheriff department?
Yes, sir. It's very, very functional, very good, very secure.
Asking Mark earlier, what if the electricity goes out or whatever? How's
They're
it?
battery powered. All the locks are battery powered, and they also have to operate with heat.
You have like overrides. If electricity went, the batteries went, and we still could unlock with the key.
The batteries, they say, will last for 5 years, and they're just standard AA batteries that are inside the locks.
Okay.
We actually provided 2 bids. I don't know if you have the original bid. The first bid was $20,000, which was all inclusive of everything, and then we got a $15,000 bid, which we left out several doors that we didn't think were absolutely necessary, back doors and things like that. So you have the option of going either way, doing it all at one time and being done with it, or going with the cheaper route.
The reason I was a little bit worried because I left 9,000 or so in case you had something else come up. We've got about 6 more months to go. Was my basic concern, you know.
Plus, we can utilize that capital improvements annex fund.
Okay.
We have some money there.
All right. I didn't bring the initial bid. That's 20,000. When I asked you to go back and get the other bid, sorry about that. I did not bring.
No, that one's fine with us. What this will also do for us is it gives us several options that we don't currently have. We have 60 staff members on the fire department, and we've had 2 resign this week alone. So there's a turnover that's always happening over the decade, and if we were to go in there and change the system out every time we should, it'd be very costly. This allows us to DC or decommission a card immediately upon somebody's termination or resignation. Also allows us to give certain access to certain doors through a computer system where we can, if somebody's promoted or demoted or whatever, we can change access. If we need to give access to a certain individual to our narcotics room where our narcotics are stored, if they reach the proper certification, we can add them to that room or we can take them off that room. It also allows us to track those individuals. If we have narcotics stolen, then we can go back and see who all had access to that room within the last 12 hours since it was checked, and then we have a list of people we can interview and find out what's going on. Like with the Sheriff's Department, just in the downstairs building alone, we probably have $400,000 to $500,000 worth of loose equipment on our fire trucks. And at any point, somebody can come in there with just a couple minutes and walk out $50,000 just in their hands, just in radios. So this would allow us to control that better. We could also set timers. If I understand right, you can set timers where doors lock at certain times. So at dark, the entire facility locks down. That way, if by human error, if we forget to lock a door, somebody can't sneak in at night and does stuff. And Wade was mentioning this morning that we have had stuff stolen from the fire department back when he was on way back. So I think this is a good system for protecting the county's assets.
We've had good luck with it, haven't we, Dwayne, as far as when people do quit or get fired? Or
Yes, sir. I can only say good things about it. It's helped the Sheriff's Department immensely with security in and out of the parts of the buildings that we don't want people in. So it's a very good system, very easy to use. The programming part
but whoever we want as administrators of that program.
But we'd like to do someday down here, but my hands are tied right now. So,
Another thing that's good about this that I haven't talked to Dwayne a bit about yet, but we can use the two systems integratedly. We can allow deputies to come down and use our car wash area. It would allow our captains to get into dispatch. And so it's not just our facility. We can integrate the two together.
What was the dollar figure?
$15,494.69, and what we set aside in that line item last year for this budget was $25,000.
It's like my wife says, we are saving you all kinds of money.
Yeah. So, spoken like a true mark.
I'll make a motion that we approve the building security system for the fire hall.
I have a motion by John. Second. I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion, it's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 15, discuss take action on cleaning and sealing exterior of Annex building. I believe all y'all probably have seen this from Matt Pillman, Glen Rose Carpet and Tile Cleaning. The total bid was $4,750. Mold remediation, clean, disinfect 2,000 square feet of limestone rock on the outside of Annex, $2,250. Sealing and protecting 2,000 square feet of limestone rock, $2,500, which comes to $4,750. I didn't ask him to be here today either, but that was my fault.
And in full disclosure, he is a county employee.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we need to make sure that is disclosed.
He is a county employee, and I think he's done work for us also by doing like some carpet cleaning here.
On a bid that was inherited. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we all recognize that this has been discussed and commented on, not this individual, but the exterior of the building. And I think the price is reasonable. Funding for this,
Would come out of the capital improvements annex line.
and I'll make a motion that we accept the bid for $4,750 for the cleaning and sealing of the exterior of the annex.
I have a motion by John.
Second.
I have a second by Larry.
But what was your point of saying he's a county employee?
Just for
in business?
disclosure, just so it's on the record.
There's not a problem with it. Just disclosing that a county employee is also receiving compensation on this project.
Through a private company that he does for
That's what I meant.
the entire county.
He's in business.
Yeah. It's not just private work for the county. He's actually, he's got a full-blown business registered DBA, so on and so forth. Correct.
Correct, yeah, I just wanted it on the record so that if there was any questions later, that it was disclosed. It wasn't trying to be not disclosed.
Well, I had to do the same thing while I was selling to the county. So.
Correct.
Golf course. Yeah. All right, I have a motion by John and a second by Larry. Do we have any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 16, discuss take action for RFPs for sale of Lot 5, Block 4A in the Gibbs Industrial Park. We just go out for RFPs. They would be back on March the 12th before 8:30 p.m. I believe Andy and Brian both have probably reviewed the ad. 8:30 a.m. What did I say? p.m. Yeah.
I won't be.
Yeah. I don't plan on it either. So if y'all decide to go out for RFPs, whoever's interested in that piece of property would have to have it back by 8:30 a.m. on March the 12th before Commissioners Court.
Where is this located?
This is by Cherokee Road. One lot we're talking about today is this right here, 2.48.
Road.
Yes, behind Cherokee Road. And then the other lot we're getting ready to talk about butts up against Fireball's property and goes around to Transit. This 6.15 acres. That one and this one. Anybody see that or want to see that? Okay, we see that.
I'd be curious about which one you were.
And if we are successful, we still have 4 more left after those 2. So do I have a motion to go out for RFPs for Lot 5, Block 4A?
So moved.
I have a motion by John,
Second.
second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 17 is along the same lines. Discuss take action on RFPs for sale of Lot 2, Block 3, Gibbs Industrial Park. It also lies behind Cherokee Rose. And they would be due back at 8:30 a.m. on March 12th, Monday before Commissioners Court.
I'll make a motion with.
I have a motion by John.
Second.
I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion?
Now, these have different criteria from previous lots, right?
And they're also zone B2. They're not actually in the industrial park. They're zone commercial. And it'll probably be a commercial endeavor that looks at taking those lots on. It'll be strictly commercial, not manufacturing. Any further question or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Let me catch up here. Michelle, we're keeping you busy. Okay, item number 18, discuss take action on preliminary replat of Lot 2A and 2B in Glenrose Hills Edition. Kenneth, is this you presenting?
It's mine. Just a minute.
You got a copy here if you need it for anything?
I've got a small copy here. This individual up in the Glenrose Hills area that owned 15 point some acres here, so he wanted to split off 5 acres and to be able to sell that 5 acres. That's all there is to it. Don't seem to be not any problem with it.
All right. Do I have a motion to accept?
I make a motion and we accept it. That's the preliminary on it.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
Second by Don. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 19, discuss take action on the annual racial profiling report. I don't know if you have anything you need or want to say, Dwayne.
No, sir, it's just a requirement that we submit this to the commission for just a report saying that we do not regularly profile and arrest or traffic stops.
I have a motion by Larry to accept it.
Second.
Good done.
I have a second by John. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. Back to Dwayne again. Item number 20, discuss take action, approve the bail bond fee report. I believe it's already been accepted and stamped by the clerk.
And this is a requirement that we just submitted to you stating how much money we received on bail bond fees through the year 2017.
Do I have a motion to accept and approve the bail bond fee report?
Yes.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
I have a second by Don. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 21, discuss take action on receiving and accepting evidence property. I believe that's back to you, Dwayne.
Yes, sir. We have 2 items. Again, we're trying to clean out our evidence room with approval of county attorney and our evidence clerks. We're going through the evidence room and removing property and destroying, but we came across some items that could be useful. A brand new television set that was taken in a theft. We've contacted the insurance company and the prior owners, and nobody wants it. So we're going to ask that the court receive it and give that to the sheriff's office. And then we have a worm drive skill saw, a very big industrial type saw that we're going to ask the court to accept and give it to building maintenance or the county. It's a big, good saw. So.
I make a motion that we accept the evidence material.
I have a motion by John. I have a second by Larry. Any further questions or discussion for Dwayne? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Looks like we're to you now, Brian. Item number 22, discuss take action on approval of equipment purchase for county departments.
Yes, sir. We have two things. You received the request for the golf course. This is in their 570 budget, but they're bringing it back before you for approval to go ahead and to purchase. This is the Pro Gator and the spray rig. We had $35,000 is what we budgeted, and he got the price down to $34,999.04. I'm sure he's going to want to spend that 96 cents somewhere else. So this is under the buy board contract, so it is through the state purchasing co-op.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry.
Second.
I have a second by John to approve equipment purchase for county departments. Do we have any further question or discussion? All in favor of said motion? 5 for, 0 against.
And then the sheriff's office is requesting to purchase 4 items. They want to purchase the weapon sights, which all these are in their 570 lines for $16,000. Reserve flashlights for $600. The charging bank for the flashlights at $600, and then portable lighting unit for crime scenes, $2,200.
And all this is in 570 we approved last year. They're just bringing it back before us.
Right, to
we spend the money?
release those funds to purchase those.
Make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry.
Second.
I have a second by John. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Is that all the purchases for county departments?
For that one, yes, sir.
Move on to 23.
Yes, sir.
All right. Item number 23, discuss take action on gun purchase for Constable Precinct 1 with trade-in.
Yes, sir. Mike Reynolds has requested the purchase of a Glock 19X Generation 5 pistol for $480. He currently carries a Glock 22 Generation 4. The 19 is a 9mm. He's carrying a 40 cal right now. They have so we're requesting that the court declare that particular weapon surplus. GT is offering to give us $250 as trade-in on that weapon, and Mike Reynolds has asked for himself to be able to buy that, which is authorized under the statutes for a peace officer to purchase their own weapons. So I would like for the motion to be so that either we trade it in or allow him the first right to purchase it from the county for the same price, $250. He can't get a discount.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
May I add something to that? Sheriff's Department is going to ask next year's budget to go to the 9mm. There's several reasons for this. The ammo is cheaper than the 40 caliber, and also because of in close quarters, in the event that we have to engage someone, there's less likely of a chance of a round penetrating through the wall and hurting someone on the other side. So he's just jumping the gun, getting ahead of us. This is something that the Sheriff's Department has looked at, and we'll be asking the court for in the next budget year also.
So help me understand here, Dwayne. I'm sorry, Brian. $480. We get a trade-in for $250.
Yes, sir.
So $230 comes from somewhere.
In his uniform budget.
Okay.
We'll take it out of his uniform budget.
Okay. And then he would have the right as far as purchase.
Or we trade it into GT.
Okay.
He had just requested, but I didn't hear a full commitment. But I told him that, you know, he wanted to know if that was possible. I'm sure the statute allows law enforcement officers to do that. But I also told him he had to pay the county for what we would get in trade-in. He couldn't get it at a lesser price, and he understood that.
So no matter what, we get $250 no matter
is
what.
correct.
And then we put $230 with it to buy the new weapon.
Plus $20 shipping. They have to ship it to the sheriff's office, and so it'll be $250 out.
Okay.
With shipping.
Right. Okay.
But we need the motion to declare his current weapon surplus while authorizing the purchase of this one, and then authorizing him to purchase it or to be traded in.
All right. Who would like to run at that motion? If anybody would like to.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we declare the Glock Model 22 Generation 4 40 cal pistol surplus. Approve the purchase of the Glock 19X 9mm for $480 and allow the buyback of the 40 cal pistol to the constable
Or trade in.
or trade in.
All right, I have a motion by John.
Second.
I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? 5 for, 0 against. Item 24, discuss take action on approving contract renewal for savings bid.
We are asking, this is for the Expo Center. We're just asking for a renewal of the existing contract, no change in terms or prices.
Frank, you got anything on this?
I wasn't aware that it was up. It's fine to renew it for one more year. I'd like to go out next year for this up.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to accept the renewal.
I have a motion to renew the savings bid for 1 year.
Second.
Have a second by John. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? 5 for, 0 against. Item number 25, discuss take action on copier lease agreement.
They're offering to do a 1-year extension. If you remember, they pretty much gutted our price, and they want to keep their foot in the door. So down, we're paying $700. That's I think $738 a month for all of the copiers countywide. The only other proposal that we had received was from Xerox, and to put the same number of copiers in and for the same type of deal would be an additional $1,400 a month. So
they're going to renew it at the same price that we had to last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry.
Second.
Second by John. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said bid, said motion. It's 5 for, 0 against. I better catch up. There's a lot going on here today.
I'm about to run out of ink.
I'm about to run out of talking. Bad in budget time.
I think there's saved them for us down there somewhere, maybe. Too late, Jeff. We've already rejected it.
Already denied. All right. Item number 26, back to you again, Brian. Discuss, take action on advertising for sealed bids for number 1 janitorial and paper products.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, we have done the 3-year renewals on the sealed bids for janitorial and paper products, and we're going to have to go out. So I just need your permission to go ahead and to publish that and to accept bids.
Make a motion that we solicit advertising sealed bids for janitorial paper products.
I have a motion by John, second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 27, discuss, take action on surplus items and advertising for online auctions.
And you received that list. We've been in the process of going through and clearing out some more stuff out there, and have been redeploying some chairs. We found out we were the Office Depot with chairs out there. So we have been redeploying those into some departments who needed some chairs. One addition to the list that you guys have, and I'll give this updated list to the clerk, we are also adding a pile of metal scrap that's out there at the auction site that we will put up on the bid as well. So, in addition to your list. And again, prior to the auction going live, we will make one more round to all of the county offices and departments to let them know what we have and see if we can redeploy anything out to any department.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we declare the listed items as surplus with the addition of the scrap metal.
Have a motion by John,
Second.
second by Larry. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? 5 for, 0 against. Item number 28, discuss, take action on sealed proposals for Expo digital signage.
We received 3 packages in from 2 different vendors. The first is from Spectrum Corporation out of Houston. The second is also from Spectrum Corporation out of Houston. And the third one is from Intex Signs out of Grand Prairie.
Would you like to just receive them and take them under advisement?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do I have a motion to receive these proposals?
So moved.
I have a motion by John, second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? 5 for, 0 against. Item number 29, approved budget transfers.
Yes, sir. We've entered into a time of year where they're getting a little bit more numerous. However, I will make a couple of additional comments. Last month when we moved the money from the contingency fund and I identified it was because of the new software from Zerker, I was both right and I was both wrong. It was for the Zerker, however, the amount that was transferred was only to cover the deficit that the Zerker payment created. Unfortunately, when I went back and reviewed, we needed to move the entire amount of the Zerker payment. So this additional $75,371 is the difference between what was transferred last month and the additional payment. Because the Sheriff's Office still has equipment in their 570 to purchase this budget year. So this was a cleanup.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry to accept the budget transfers and approve.
Second.
Have a second by John. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 30, approved remainder of county bills.
The 2 emails that I sent to you during the last week totals $398,479.30. In addition, 2 were done through payroll for Richard Talavera for $28.89 and Thomas Cochran for $17.71.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry to pay the remainder of our county bills. Second. Second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 31, approve county treasurer's report.
Make a motion to accept the county treasurer's report.
I have a motion by Kenneth,
Second.
second by Don. Any further questions or discussion for Susie? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 32 is approve the monthly reports from county departments.
Yes.
I have a motion by Larry to accept and approve monthly reports.
Second.
I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? It's 5 for, 0 against. At this time, at 10:40 a.m., we will retire into executive session to discuss sale of real property. We'll come out of that executive session and go into the next executive session. So Brian, I believe you and Andy and Mr. Burkhart, I apologize, this is Larry Wilson will stay. We'll discuss what y'all have on your mind. No, I didn't know if you needed this to call him.
Okay, great.
All right, it is 11:04. Commissioners Court has reconvened in regular session. Out of executive session, there's no action to be taken at this time on sale of real property, and we'll retire back into executive session to discuss personnel matters. And court has requested that it's just Wade, is that correct? And Andy. So we'll let you know when we come out of this. Thank you, Michelle.
Yes, sir.
I'll sign that agreement with Wes if you don't mind, and then I'll get him to sign it and Darlene sign it. All right, Michelle, you tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready, Judge.
It is 12:02, and Commissioners Court come out of executive session, and we'll reconvene in open session. And I believe, if I'm correct in stating, there's no action to be taken at this time.
I make a, yep, go ahead.
And no, you're right. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion we adjourn this meeting.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
I have a second by Don. All in favor? 5 for, 0 against. Thank you, ladies, again. Thank you, Wade. You'll be ready to take the rest of the day off after that.
Thank you, Wade.
So where are y'all gonna put this sign? I'm curious.
I think they're going to, wherever you were talking